We'll tell you that Zamalek, the Egyptian club, has denied Musimane links. Newcastle United forward Callum Wilson recorded for Euro 2024 qualifiers. And that will tell you also about the league fixtures across Western Europe. There are tricky matches for this weekend in the English Premier League, the German Bundesliga, the La Liga, the Italian Serie A, and the French Ligue 1. Now, let's begin with our first story. Our first story is about a Solution Football Club of Anambra State. Well, let's tell you that Solution Football Club of Anambra State will kickstart their quest in the Nigerian National League NNL 2023-2024. As a 2023-2024 season against a Lagos-based side Trade Safe FC. Anambra new club who are set to feature in the prestigious second tier of Nigerian club football will play host to Trade Safe FC on Saturday the 18th of November 2023 at the Awka City Stadium, according to the fixture release made available to clubs and the media on Tuesday by the NNL management. Solution FC will vie for honors in the NNL Conference B group alongside 10 football clubs comprising of Trade Safe FC of Lagos State, Osun United of Osogbo in Osun State, Gateway FC of Abeokuta in Ogun State. We also have Ijebu United FC of Ijebu in Ogun State, International FC of Lagos State. We have Giant Brillas of Enugu, Ikorodu United FC of Lagos State, FC One Rockets of Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, and then we'll have Crown FC of Obomosho, that's in Oyo State. It is the first time that Anambra State will have a government-owned football club playing in any tier of Nigerian club football, all made possible by the Solution government of Mr. Governor, His Excellency Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo. In other NNL conference Group B fixtures for the Match Day 1 program, Osun United will play host to Gateway United FC at the Osun Township and Stadium, Osogbo. Ijebu United will test the powers of International FC of Lagos at the Dipodina Stadium in Ijebu-Ode, while Giant Brillas are expected to lock horns and they will play at the Enugu Temporary Stadium and they will entertain Ikorodu City FC of Lagos State. So you now know that Solution FC will kickstart their quest in the second tier of Nigerian club football against Trade Safe FC, and it is starting on Saturday the 18th of November 2023. Moving away from that, let's talk about the NFF. President of the Nigeria Football Federation, Alhaji Ibrahim Musa Gusso, has reiterated that three-time champions Nigeria are ready to give the campaign their best shot when the 34th edition of the African Cup of Nations begins in Cote d'Ivoire on the 13th of January 2024. And speaking while receiving an audience at the NFF Secretariat, the ambassador of Cote d'Ivoire to Nigeria, His Excellency Kalilou Traoré, Gusso praised the government of Cote d'Ivoire for the huge investment in a stadium and related infrastructure in order to be able to adequately host the continent 40 years after the country played host to the 14th edition of the competition, and that was in 1984. I have been receiving regular briefings of the preparations from the president of Cote d'Ivoire Football Federation, Yassine Idris Diallo, who is a personal friend. I am aware that the government of Cote d'Ivoire has really invested in stadia and general infrastructure to make the AFCON a success and a huge spectacle. Our two teams, Super Eagles and the Elephants, are in the same group at the finals, and it will be a very interesting game when we play on the 18th of January. He said, we know the whole of Africa and even the world will be focused on Cote d'Ivoire before, during, and after the AFCON, and our team will be ready to do its best. When Cote d'Ivoire hosted the AFCON in 1984, our Eagles finished second. This time, we will work very hard to emerge as the champions. Earlier, the ambassador Traoré congratulated the NFF on the fact that Nigeria is one of the 24 participating nations at the upcoming AFCON, and used the opportunity to invite the NFF leadership to the Ivorian National Day to be celebrated at the Embassy of Cote d'Ivoire coming up on Friday, the 17th of November. Also present at the occasion, we are the NFF Executive Committee member, His Excellency Ali Silas Agara, NFF General Secretary Dr. Mohamed Sanusi, NFF Director of Communications Ademola Olajire, Sise Karim from the Office of the First Chancellor at the Ivorian Nigerian Embassy, and NFF Chief Protocol Officer Emmanuel Ayudbumi on that one. So preparations for the Nations Cup in January, and the NFF are of the opinion that the Super Eagles will prepare well for that one. Let's move away from that. Let's talk about a mixed martial art. Well, let's tell you that history was made on Sunday, the 5th of November 2023, as the first mixed martial arts cage fight, tag and one fight solution Ultimate OFU Solution Fight Night 3 was held in Awka, the administrative capital of Anambra State. The event, which took place at the X-Fit Oma Event Center, was the brainchild and initiative of the founder and chief executive of OFU, Chief Ifakandu Obiodo Ofuonyenalo, as is popularly called, the combat sports event, which is a replica of the global popular UFC. So combat athletes are drawn from the Democratic Republic of Congo, Uganda, and Rwanda, featuring in the historic combat sports program. The OFU MMA featured 6 fights on the night, as combat sports followers are made up of businessmen, captains of industries, public servants, politicians, academics, and students were all in attendance. In the first fight of the night, Nigerian combat athlete Stanford Ebere, aka Shaolin Tiger, defeated his opponent Kem Botin from DR Congo via technical knockout in the flyweight challenge. Vinicius Chidubem Iyinagolum, aka Dubem, upended Emeka Onyebuchi, the Tiger, via submission in the heavyweight challenge. For the middleweight challenge, DR Congo's Christopher Moli saw off the challenge of Ebenezer Imbru, the Dragon, in a unanimous decision by the judges, and Daniel Iwoha, Danny the Great, defeated Philemon Bitrus Jeb, fondly known as Captain Hooker, to earn supremacy in the lightweight challenge. Jean-Jacques Lubaya of DR Congo came out victorious in the featherweight challenge after his Nigerian opponent Chukwuemere Okoli, known as Osoji, while for the only female bout of the night, Telumun Gertrude Dose, the woman king, defeated Rebecca Amonji from Uganda. And reacting after the fight, the convener Chief Obiodo revealed that the OFU Fight Night 3 is the first of its kind in the state, having held twice in Lagos State. Obiodo informed that the initiative, which will now be held on a quarterly basis, is in line with the Akuluono philosophy of the present administration under the leadership of Mr. Governor, His Excellency Professor Charles Chukwu Masoludo, as well as a way of empowering the youth, as sports is a multi-million-dollar industry. The Southeast Zonal representative of the Kickboxing Federation of Nigeria informed that they have made numbers available, and the social media handle also ready to entertain questions and entries from youth who have indicated interest to be part of the innovation. He highlighted funding as a major challenge, while calling on sports lovers, captains of industries, and corporate organizations to be part of the show, as the OFU MMA have come to stay. And we caught up with, during the fight out there, we got some of the fights out there. We equally caught up with the benefactor, Chief Ifakandu Obiodo, and equally a member of the Anambra State House of Assembly, who also watched the fact to express their view on that. Let's see some of the fights, and followed by the interview session we had with Chief Obiodo and also Honorable Nwankwo in the aftermath of the fight.
Breaking transmission. Nice left kick. Upper one by Danny the Great, Captain Hook. Lower stage. And Danny the Great sensing some danger. He flew in with a diving right hand. Huge leg kick by Danny the Great. Some window shopping, because these two guys have got some history behind them. And the 2022 National Sports Festival, I tell you, Danny the Great won the gold medal. He beat Captain Hook. Hook wants revenge. Let's see if that will happen right here. Danny the Great, right? The aggressor, Captain Hook, retreating. He knows Danny the Great has got some punching power in those hands. You need to don't out of the way, because if you get caught, huge inside leg by Danny the Great.
Fight Ultimate is all about combat sport. It's all about sport development in Anambra State, and also a way of empowering the youths. and is in line with His Excellency's Professor Chukwuma Soludo's initiative of One Youth, Two Skills. So we want to use sports as one youth, three skills. You know, sports is a multi-million-dollar industry. So we want to also use the opportunity to get these youth out of the streets. Give them opportunity to excel in sports. We want to give the youth opportunity to we want to create series so that we can even have monthly events so that the youth will have the opportunity to come and showcase their skills, and then from there we can pick the best so that when we have our events, they can come and should also fight. The event was supposed to be scheduled for Saturday on the 4th, but because of force majeure rain and things, so we moved the event to the 5th. Still, we had massive crowd there. People were electrified. In fact, we had so many people there. The captains of industry from the House of Assembly, we had some students, market people. In fact, I was so amazed the way the reaction of the people. It gave me a lot of courage to continue this. That a lot of interest in Anambra. In OFU organization, we have the team that scouts for fighters for us. So, and also there are other promotions around the world we partnered with, from Congo, from US, from Europe. So we exchange information on fighters. So that's one of the things we want to breed our fighters here so that we can also send our fighters outside Nigeria to be able, that's where the money is. That's where to give them that opportunity. OFU One Fight Ultimate is a platform here in Nigeria for every youth that wants to join, they can join. So we'll give them the opportunity to be able to excel in combat sports. Yesterday already, we had some youth asking us how can they join. So it's very simple. We have our Instagram page, we have our phone numbers, or OFU_MMA. Then they chat us there, give us their information, and then we'll see. We'll get in touch with them, and my team will get in touch with them. We'll start talking. Some of them they are already gymming very well. Some of them they are already trained, But mixed martial art is not only about kicking and wrestling. It's boxing, it's judo, it's taekwondo, it's Muay Thai, it's so many things, so many combat sports involved in it. So you need training, you need to train. So that's part of the thing. That's one of the things I'm talking about. We are based in Lagos. Now we brought all our crew to Anambra. I'm from Anambra, So I see it as one of the also initiators of His Excellency about Akuluno, which is one of the biggest motivation also that make me to bring it home. And that I've seen that our people are very much interested in it. So the major challenges we have in this is funding, financing this. I cannot do this alone. So we are asking also the government and the private sector, captains of industry, to join with us to help bring out the youth from the streets. That energy they are wasting on the streets, we give them that platform on OFU to be able to excel through sports.
Welcome back to the show, Sports Splash on ABS and TV. Of course, you heard the voice of the benefactor and the founder of that OFU One Fight Night Ultimate, in the person of Chief Ife Kando Obulo. And of course, in subsequent edition of the show, try and get him here to talk about that One Fight Night. Moving on to the show, let's tell you that the winner of the Season 3 edition of the annual Remy Uche Soccer Challenge Cup will smile home with a sum of 3 million naira, while the first and the second runners-up will each settle for 2 million naira and 1 million naira respectively. This disclosure was made by Austin Nwankwo, Chairman Local Organizing Committee for the Remi Uche Soccer Challenge Cup. The draws are held on Wednesday, the 1st of November 2023 at the corporate headquarters of Remi Uche Group Limited at Onitsha. The competition, which is bankrolled by the founder and CEO of Remi Uche Group Limited, Chief Surveyor Remigius Uchenna Anyadike, is expected to kick off this Sunday, and of course expected to last for a month, while defending champions the GOTS FC will commence hostilities against Niger Stars FC in Group A, which also has Sankey FC and Upstars FC. As 18 teams survive for honors for the season 3, Group B will see Onkoraf FC of Isu and Ocha playing against Akamso FC, Volcans FC, and 11 Teachers FC. Peace FC are drawn in Group C alongside Barak Bombers, Ochoma FC, Galaxy FC, and Bonfa FC, while Group D has Washington Stars FC, United FC, Flying Horse FC, Mampola FC, and Ozala FA. And in a charter with reporters the sponsors, Chief Remigius Uchenna Anyadike stated that the competition, which is in its third year, is aimed at providing a platform to, or rather for talented young footballers in the state to showcase themselves to the state and beyond, as well as to provide a sporting atmosphere in the state. Chief Anyadike revealed that the competition has aided the football scouts to discover budding talents, with 3 players who played in the 2022 edition now playing for professional clubs in Europe, 5 more players in the top tier of Nigeria club football, the Nigeria Premier Football League, the NPFL, while one of the competitions product also represented the country at the under-17 level. The youthful Chief Anyadike also informed that he is set to float his own club, which will be called Remi Uche FC. The Umudioka-born businessman and real estate developer informed that the club will be unveiled come January 2024, as they have completed the necessary affiliation with the Anambra State Football Association and completed the FIFA Connector program. The GOTS FC of Onitsha defeated Ozala FC of Obosi by 6-5 on penalties in last year's final, after a scoreless affair at the end of regulation time in the match played on the 30th of October 2022 at the Chuba Ipasu Stadium on So watch out for the first match this Sunday, Remi Uche Challenge, the match between defending champion the GOTS FC and Niger Stars FC. The match is expected to start by 3 p.m. It's at the Chuba Ipasu Stadium on Sunday. Moving away from that, Nigeria will have another shot at qualifying for the team event of the Paris 2024 Olympic Games after International Table Tennis Federation, the ITTF, confirmed that the country, along with 39 others for the 2024 World Team Championship, are taking place in Busan, and that's in South Korea. The Aruna Quadri captain side lost the Continental Seoul ticket to Egypt after the 2023 African Championships in Tunis, and they will be aiming to pick the ticket to Paris when the 2024 World Championships take place at the Busan Exhibition and Convention Center from February 16 to 25, 2024. Nigeria's last appearance in the team event of the Olympic Games was at Rio 2016, while Egypt represented Africa at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. According to ITTF, Nigeria, Egypt, Algeria, Tunisia, and Madagascar are Africa's representatives in the men's event, while Nigeria, Egypt, Algeria, Tunisia, and Mauritius will play, or rather will fly the continent's flag in the women's category. The unveiling of the participating teams coincides with the 100-day countdown to the ITTF World Team Tennis Championships Finals at Busan 2024, while the staging of the tournament marks Korea Republic's first ever hosting of the ITTF World Table Tennis Championship Finals, a long-awaited milestone that promised a unique experience for fans and a chance to celebrate Korea Republic's place in table tennis history. The 2024 ITTF World Championships will also serve as a qualifier event for Paris 2024, adding an extra layer of significance to its prestigious competition. Away from that, let's go to the headquarters of the Confederation of African Football, CAF. Let's tell you that CAF has recommended, or rather recommitted to its partnership with beIN Media Group just 2 months after cancelling its broadcast deal with the Qatari organization. In early September, CAF cancelled the contract as it was owed at least $88 million by beIN, which itself acknowledged a number of issues affecting the relationship. Talks since have resulted in the re-establishment of the mutually beneficial partnership between the parties, CAF said in a statement, and having initially threatened the legal action over CAF's decision to terminate the beIN deal. The Qatari group said it had previously withheld the money it owed because of concerns over several aspects of its ongoing relationship with those running the African game. These include questions over the value of its right for the African Champions League, which beIN felt had been diminished by the arrival of the African Football League, and a reluctance to pay its original deal in full, given the COVID-enforced cancellation of some events and postponement of others. beIN's payment will assist CAF in paying the second and final installment of $25 million are due next month to Lagardère Sports, are now known as Sports 5, as compensation following the African body's unilateral cancellation of the $1 billion deal with the French media group, and that was in 2019. The Cairo-based organization has been short of funds in recent times, given that the previous payment from beIN, the biggest broadcast partner, dated back to February 2022, and only came after CAF threatened to remove its right to broadcast the final stages of the 2021 African Cup of Nations taking place that month. Despite sending beIN a letter dated 1st September announcing the termination of the deal, CAF never cut television feeds to the media group, which was thus able to continue broadcasting matches it had agreed the rights for, such as African Cup of Nations qualifiers and the African Champions League games, with a source close to the matter saying the door was open for talks and discussions between the parties started shortly afterwards and led to a resolution that would appear to suit both CAF and beIN, and we are happy that this imbroglio between beIN and CAF has been sorted out. Still on the African scene, a Zamalek board member has dismissed a speculation that they are looking to replace Juan Carlos Osorio with former Al Ahly head coach Pitso Mosimane. We hear the White Knights have made an indifferent start to the Egyptian Premier League this season with a 2-1 loss ahead to Z on Friday. That was last Friday. Left them 5 points off at the pace in the title race in 7th position. Mosimane, who suffered a health scare this week after being admitted to hospital while breathing problems, is reportedly facing an uncertain future in the United Arab Emirates after a string of poor results at the helm of Al-Wahda. However, the South African tactician guided his team to a 1-0 victory over Ayman on Saturday to make it back-to-back wins in the UEFA Pro League, as they closed with 5 points off league leaders Al-Wahda. Elsewhere, 2-time Olympic champion Caster Semenya, the athlete, says she is not going to be ashamed of being different and will fight for what is right amid her ongoing dispute with athletics authorities. Semenya, 32 years of age, was born with differences of her sexual development, DSD, which means she has an elevated level of testosterone, a hormone that increases muscle mass and strength, and the South African cannot compete in female track events without taking testosterone reducing drugs. We hear Semenya said recently she was turning her attention to winning battles against the authorities rather than collecting medals while competing at the Paris 2024 Olympics no longer ago, she stated. And let's move on that one. Let's talk about other sports now. This time around, let's talk about athletics. Still on athletics, Ethiopian Tamirat Atola broke a 12-year course record as he won at the men's race at the New York City Marathon. The 2022 world champion won in a time of 2 hours, 4 minutes and 58 seconds. And that was on Sunday. The women's race, Kenya's Helen Obiri claimed a narrow victory over Ethiopian Let's send Beth Gide in perfect conditions for marathon running. Obiri, who won this year's Boston Marathon, came home in a time of 2 hours, 27 minutes and 23 seconds, 6 seconds ahead of Gide. It was a dramatic conclusion to the women's race, with Obiri producing an extraordinary final kick to beat Gide and almost finished at 10 seconds in front of last year's winner and compatriot Sharon Lokedi in third. In the men's race, Atola crossed the finish line first in Central Park with Kenyan Albert Korea in the second, and countryman Shura Kitata in third. Four-time award marathon and major winner Geoffrey Mutai of Kenya previously held the course record with a time of 2 hours, 5 minutes and 6 seconds. Let's tell you in football now that Newcastle United striker Callum Wilson has been called to the England squad for manager Gareth Southgate for the final two Euro 2024 qualifiers. Wilson, 31 years of age, has scored 7 Premier League goals this season, but sustained a hamstring injury as Newcastle United lost to Borussia Dortmund on Tuesday in the Champions League. And Southgate said during his news conference on Thursday the door was 100% open for 28-year-old Sterling and other players who have not been chosen. For the England squad, goalkeepers will have Sam Johnson of Crystal Palace, Jordan Pickford of Everton, and Aaron Ramsdale of Arsenal. For defenders who have Levi Colwill of Chelsea, Louis Dunk of Brighton and Hove Albion, Mark Guehi of Crystal Palace, Harry Maguire of Manchester United, Fikayo Tomori of AC Milan, Kieran Trippier of Newcastle United, and Kyle Walker of Manchester City. Midfielders will have Trent Alexander-Arnold of Liverpool, Jude Bellingham of Real Madrid, Conor Gallagher of Chelsea, Jordan Henderson of Al-Ettifaq, Calvin Phillips of Manchester City, and Declan Rice of Arsenal. For forwards, we'll have Jaron Bowen of West Ham United, Phil Foden of Manchester City, Jack Grealish of Manchester City, Harry Kane of Bayern Munich, James Maddison of Tottenham Hotspur, Marcus Rashford of Manchester United, Bukayo Saka of Arsenal, Ollie Watkins of Aston Villa, and Callum Wilson of Newcastle United. And lastly, before we go on the show, this year's Women's FA Cup prize fund will be doubled to a total of £6 million. The Football Association has announced the winners of the final will receive £430,000 are up from £100,000 in 2022-2023 when Chelsea lifted the trophy. In the men's FA Cup, the winners currently receive £2 million. Stu Campbell, the FA's director of women's football, said the funding increase was a positive step towards a long-term ambition of achieving equal prize money. In the men's FA Cup, the winner currently receive $2 million. And of course, that's the way it is out there in England. And quickly before we go, let's just reel out the fixtures of league matches across Western Europe, but we'll focus on England due to time. Wolverhampton Wanderers will play Tottenham Hotspur this weekend. It's Arsenal taking on Burnley. Crystal Palace is at home to Everton. Manchester United will take on Luton Town. Bournemouth is at home to Newcastle United. Aston Villa will wait for Fulham at home. Sheffield United is on the road to Brighton and Hove Albion. Liverpool will welcome Brentford. West Ham United is expected to take on Nottingham Forest, West Ham Nottingham Forest, just to repeat that. And the clash of the weekend is Chelsea taking on Manchester City. And on Monday, we'll be back here talking about the aftermath of these matches that rail out. That's about the show this morning. Sports Splash on ABS TV. Thank you so much for being here. Monday down to Friday, talking sports. The show will take a break and we'll return back on Monday. Until then, I am Ike Nwokedi, and have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye now.
With its urban renewal agenda, the Saludo administration has started the Operation Clean Up Onitsha, Oka, Nnewi, Ekwulobia, and other major cities in the state. The governor, Professor Charles Chukwuma Saludo, has already set the pace by personally joining in the desilting of gutters and drainages in Ochanja and its suburb. A sustainable, clean, green, and livable Anambra is possible. So, join in the drainage desilting campaign and Operation Keep Your Gutters Clean. Keep your environment